Hi, my name is Paul Herman. I have a wife and 3 kids, and I want to do a YouTube video on survival foods and why you should have a food stash in your home. And you know, why do I do this video? I do it because I love my family and I love my kids, and you know, basically everybody's kids are my kids. I don't endorse any products, I don't endorse any companies. I'm just here doing a video hoping that maybe somebody out there will use this video to protect their family if the time comes where we're all in a situation where things crash and we just can't run out to the store to get food. That's why I do this video. You know, prior to 9/11, I never questioned my country at all. After 9/11 and the events that have happened after 9/11, what I've learned since 9/11 and what I see our government doing today concerns me greatly. You know, you see what happens in other countries, and you know, we can have these same problems in our country. So I take my safety and the safety of my family very serious anymore. What I'm doing here is I'm taking a common sense approach to what can be a great problem. You know, we all have insurance. We have health insurance, car insurance. Well, this is food insurance. This is insurance to feed your family. In the event that we have a nuclear or biological event, ecological disaster, you know, if a tsunami were to hit the East Coast, if one of these big earthquake faults decides to go, you know, that can shut down our country. You know, we've seen many concerns this year in 2009 and the upcoming fall of, you know, the swine flu, H1N1, and what could happen with that. That's a great concern of mine. What concerns me isn't so much the swine flu, but what can happen. The hysteria that can set in, what can happen as a result of that. What happens if martial law is declared? What happens if a truck driver decides that he's not going to get in his truck and drive anymore? Well, that means that he's not going to Walmart. And I'm going to tell you, if you've ever been to Walmart or Kmart or Kroger or your supermarket, take a look at how much food is in that supermarket. I think you're going to be amazed at how little food is there when you take into consideration all the people that are in a store and all the people that are in your neighborhood. If everybody decides to go to Walmart in the event of a disaster, you're not going to get through the front door of Walmart. You're not going to be first in line. And I'm going to tell you, if you are first in line, you're going to have about 10 or 20 people behind you very upset, and they're not going to allow you out of that store with baskets full of food. You will be stopped at the door. When martial law is declared, which is what's going to happen in a disaster, and I think right now people are looking for a disaster, an excuse to declare martial law. That's what I see coming. Am I crazy? I don't know. I very well may be crazy, but you know what? I've got my wife and my kids that I've got to take care of. You know, I read a lot of books on early explorers, and one thing I've learned is that with the early explorers that came, you know, Columbus era, that crossed the Americas, the most important thing to those guys was food. And if they had food, they could overcome anything else. There's 3 essential ingredients that I'll start with, but before I say that, I'm going to say I'm not a dietitian. I only know what I know from reading about the early American explorers and what they went for when they landed in the Americas, where there was no food. They wanted corn. That's what they went for. They shot buffalo when they could, but most important first is that you get your grains. And the 3 most important of the grains that you can have are rice, beans, and corn. They can all be cooked. I have this cooker right here. It's a slow cooker. I can use this on an open fire. I can use it on a camp stove. I got it at Walmart. It was about $38, I think. And I can cook anything in that. I can cook a combination of anything in that. Corn, you can mix it with water, you can mix it with sugar, you can fry corn, you can fry corn fritters. If you have oil and you have fats, you can also cook beans. You can use a combination of beans and rice. So when I go to buy these 3 essential ingredients, what I do is I look at the price per ounce. Don't look at the size of the bag. This is a big bag. But the price per ounce of this bag may be, and usually is, more expensive than the smaller bags. So the big bags can be a jip. Watch out for them. A big bag of flour is going to cost way more per ounce than a small bag of flour. Believe it or not, it's just the way it works. These beans right here that I have, they're pinto beans. They came from Walmart. They were about $13 a bag. It's an incredible amount of beans in that bag. This is a 5-pound bag of rice. It was like a couple bucks, and this is like a couple dollars too. Extremely inexpensive. With dry ingredients, you can store these in your house. You can store these in your cabinets. Keep them dry. Run a dehumidifier. You know, you'll find that once you'll go on a survival diet, that actually you'll probably be improving your diet. But the key here is to plan ahead. You don't wait for the disaster to happen. So my suggestion is that what you do is when you go and you make your weekly grocery run, make a transition. Buy a bag of beans, buy a couple bags of rice, buy a couple bags of cornmeal. That's all you have to do to start. You can start for $20. You can put this food in your cabinet. If you don't eat it, well, you know, you don't need it. It's not a great loss of money. It was a few dollars. This food right here is, you know, almost enough food to feed a whole family for a week. Then from there, what we do is, you know, if you want to get more fancy, these are the real basic ingredients. We've got flour. You know, I buy that at Walmart for, it's like, I don't know, less than a couple dollars a bag. Instant non-fat dry milk. Active dry yeast, which is kind of expensive. Now, the one thing that I did go out and I bought that I couldn't buy at any store was, and I bought this on the internet, it's not even essential, but it was for me, is you need to have eggs. I went out and I bought, I think it's 2,500 dry eggs. And these are made by Honeyville Farms, and once again, I'm not here promoting this company, but it wasn't easy finding dried eggs. I had to go on the internet and I found a company that made them. They delivered them right to my door. It was great. But once again, you know, if you wait, you're not going to get them. Here I have baking powder, and I have baking soda. I have a lot of brown sugar, and I have a lot of granulated sugar. What you want to look at is calories. You see this sugar? It's really cheap, but it's high in calories. You can add sugar to cornmeal. You can add sugar to oil. You can add sugar to shortening. And this shortening that I had also has meat fats in it. Calories are really important. Another thing that's also important is that you get fruits. Here you'll find on the bottom shelf of Walmart, it's Del Monte traditional spaghetti sauce. This happens to be my favorite spaghetti sauce and some of the best spaghetti sauce. Behind it here from Walmart, and believe me, I'm not promoting Walmart, it's just that their prices are really good. I have elbow macaroni, and this is like $2, $2.50 a box, and it's like a 3-pound, yeah, it's a 3-pound box. This right here, tomato sauce, this is a vegetable, and it's a fruit. There's a lot of minerals and vitamins in that. And then I'm going to pause this video here till we start back over to number 2.